to What to Watch with Your Popcorn. I am Rob.
And I'm Dave.
And today we're going to be reviewing the movie Quadrophenia, which is based on the classic 1973 Who album. And basically the story, it's like a coming-of-age story. Basically it's about this young man. His name is Jimmy, and he's kind of like an alienated sort of person. You know, he's at that awkward phase where he's not quite a kid anymore, but he's not really an adult. And, you know, he's just having a hard time relating to his parents, and he doesn't like his job. He likes to hang out with his friends and listen to music and dance and do drugs and everything. So it's a coming-of-age story, and he's trying to find his place in the world pretty much. And, of course, as you can guess, the Who's music from the Quadrophenia album serves as a soundtrack for many scenes. It's a great. Now, Dave, this is the one you wanted to pick. What drew you to Quadrophenia?
I've been listening to that album for like a long time. I always rent it from the library and listen to it. And when I found out that there was a movie behind it, I was like, I definitely want to see it. And I was like waiting, and I've been looking everywhere for the movie, and I finally found it on Netflix. So I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and review this.
Yeah, I knew there was a movie. I'll be honest with you, I didn't know quite what to expect when I put it in. I mean, this is not a rock opera like Tommy was. This movie kind of reminded me of, this is like the British equivalent of something like American Graffiti or Cooley High, or maybe to a certain extent Grease, because it's about, you know, the young person, you know, late teens, early 20s, you know, that's coming of age, and he just doesn't really fit in everywhere. And of course, another important factor is the music. Music in all those movies play an important role in their lives. Like, for example, Jimmy likes to hear stuff like the Kinks or the Who, while one of his friends likes to hear early rock from America. Like, there's this really great scene where his friend is singing Gene Vincent's Bebop, and Jimmy's like, "Oh, come on, that's old stuff," and he starts singing the Kinks, "You Really Got Me," and it turns into a song battle.
Yeah.
So that's what this movie reminded me of.
Or you hear Green Onions by Booker T and the MGs when they're at that dance and everything, and they're all together in there, and they're playing. Yeah, this movie kind of reminds me of West Side Story a little bit, because it's in some ways it's similar, because you've got like two gangs fighting each other, and then there's like a girl involved. Even though in West Side Story the girl was like on the she was like part of the rival gang, and this one she's like neutral. Well, actually, she's more with the mods. She doesn't really hang out with the rockers. Yeah, she's with the mods because she's like, I guess, dating one of the other mods, but she doesn't like them as much. She likes the main characters. So. Yeah, I thought for me this story was very relatable to me, because I know what it was like to go through an awkward phase where you're trying to fit in. You're kind of sort of rebelling against what your teachers and your parents are teaching you, and you feel like they don't know you, and they don't understand your way of thinking, and and of course, I mean, I didn't hang out with groups that did drugs and, you know, screwed around. I knew some people that did, but I mean, when I watched this, I'm like, you know, this reminded me a lot about what I've done, you know, in high school. So this was very relatable to me. I thought the story was very compelling. Jimmy was somebody that I could obviously relate to, and sometimes I could root for him, even though I didn't agree with everything that he did. You know, this story for me was very relevant and relatable, and that's what really got me into the movie. Yeah, because I remember there used to be kids that lived next door to me that were like that, real rebellious, and I know at times they did some drugs and whatnot, and they used to shoot BB guns in their basement and everything. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this like brought back a lot of memories of things. Yeah, what got me too is, you know, Jimmy really likes this one girl that's, you know, sort of jumping around from one person to one person in the mod group, and it seems like to him everybody else is happy. They're either off, you know, listening to their music, doing drugs, and there's a scene where he's at a party where he's going, and it seems like all his friends are getting it on but him. So to me it's like he wants to be that special person. He wants to be in this group. He wants to, you know, be like them and be part of them. And even though they kind of do look up to him, it's like, you know, it seems like he's on a different level than everyone else, and he's trying really hard to get up there. And it seems like his main goal, if anything, is to like fall in love with the girl that he's been chasing, and try and persuade her to leave the guy that she's dating now. So.
Yeah, but I really appreciated this movie. I really liked it, and it's a great coming of age story. Even though, obviously, I'm not from Britain, this is like gave me a taste of what it must have been. The culture must have been like. There's all different kinds of things that I can't get into, but I mean, to me, it's like watching a time capsule of what things were like back in circa 65, 66, 64,
Yeah.
something like that. So it was, to me, nice to see what it must have been like, what the teens were feeling, and what led up to some of the stuff in the future of the coming years. So I would definitely say, if you haven't seen Quadrophenia, you check it out. I mean, I don't think you necessarily have to be a Who fan to see it, because there's other music involved. And
Right.
I really like that the Who's music from the album helped punctuate the scenes, and it complemented what we were seeing on the screen. So I thought it was definitely a good movie to sit through and watch, and I can't help but think it brought back memories too, and it just, I just felt it was very
Yeah, I
relatable.
definitely agree. I definitely recommend this because I think kids even now will relate to this and be happy to watch this.
Mm.
So.